Welcome to my final Big Bang Theory Season 10 episode review video, as this is the Season 10 finale of the Big Bang Theory. Before I get into all that, though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching the Big Bang Theory, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you found that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be the Big Bang Theory Season 10, Episode 24. The title of this episode is called The Long Distance Dissonance. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we start with Sheldon, who is Skyping with Amy from her apartment in New Jersey. As remember, she took a position at Princeton for 3 months in the last episode. She clearly misses him, especially when he ended a sentence with, or especially when she ended a sentence with a proposition and Sheldon wasn't there to correct her. They then start teasing each other on how he would punish her for such an infraction. At the Caltech cafeteria, Leonard is complaining about all the errands he has to take Sheldon on now with Amy away, and Raj offers to take him to Home Depot so Sheldon can look at ladders. He doesn't ever buy any, he just looks at them. Sheldon shows up with Dr. Ramona Nowitzki, who was the graduate student that was so taken with Sheldon in Season 2. Wow, that went far back. I don't remember much from Season 2 of The Big Bang Theory, but holy crap. She's back at Caltech working on her postdoctorate degree. She brought Sheldon a chocolate bar from Switzerland, which Leonard claims to love. Sheldon and Ramona go to sit elsewhere. The guys wonder what is happening while Sheldon and Ramona are talking about their work and laughing together. She is even touching his arm without Sheldon complaining. Sheldon's character has changed too much, and this shouldn't be something that Sheldon would do. Bernadette and Penny are discussing the Sheldon situation. Howard mentioned Ramona touching him while Leonard could only remember the chocolate bar. They decide not to worry Amy, while Penny wonders if living with Amy has somehow stirred up Sheldon's sexual appetite. Bernadette is revolted by Penny even putting those words together. Over at Sheldon and Amy's place, Sheldon is talking to Amy about his trip to Home Depot and then mentions having lunch with Dr. Nowitzki. Sheldon feels that Amy would like her since she is a brilliant scientist like her, except that she is tall, blonde, and used to be an Olympic swimmer. Amy excuses herself and calls Penny, and she yells at her, "I gave you one job. Keep an eye on him. How hard is that?" And the girls thought she meant not to let him run out into traffic, which he only did once. They tell her that they didn't want her to worry. Should she be worried? Penny thinks not, since it's Sheldon. Amy is worried that she has been smacking that ketchup bottle for a long time. All she's got to do is tip it over and point it at fries. That was an interesting way to say that Sheldon and Ramona could have sex. At the comic book store, the guys are complaining that Sheldon did something and their wives are yelling at them. Should they do something about Nowitzki? Raj and Stewart both argue about who should ask her out to test her interest in Sheldon. In the cafeteria at Caltech, Raj approaches Ramona Nowitzki, and even though she is polite, she tells him that he can't sit down at her table. Howard feels like they should call Guinness for the world's fastest turn down, so the Guinness Book of World Records. Later at Leonard and Penny's place, the guys figure that this is not a test since there are hundreds of reasons to turn down Raj. Sheldon then shows up with Ramona, who he has just went swimming with. They are excited since Sheldon never goes swimming. Penny asks if he had talked to Amy today, and he says that Ramona and he can't wait to meet her. She keeps asking how long she'll be away. That's Amy. And Ramona doesn't even have anyone special, but has been working with Peter Higgs, a CERN in Switzerland. Sheldon has some correspondence from him, and they both go over to Sheldon and Amy's place to look at them. Looking over the letter, Sheldon shows her one from Patrick Stewart, which says that if he comes over to his house again, he gets to meet his dogs. Amy calls on the Skype looking happy until she realizes that Dr. Nowitzki is in their apartment with Sheldon. Ramona says that she is happy to meet her. Leonard then calls Amy to warn her, and Sheldon objects to him calling Amy at this late hour, and Ramona also agrees. While the gang struggles with what to do, Sheldon returns to say goodnight because Amy says that he is tired and should go to bed. Ramona asks him to walk her to her car, and Penny volunteers to go with them, and they place themselves between the two. Or actually, Penny volunteers everyone to go with them, and they place themselves between the two all the way to the street. Penny tells Sheldon that they have to have a little talk. Back at Sheldon and Amy's place at Penny's old apartment, she explains that Sheldon doesn't have a lot of experience with women and that Ramona seems to have a romantic interest in him. Sheldon objects, saying that she is just a colleague and that she knows that he has a girlfriend, and Penny's like, yes, but some women don't care. Penny wants to think of himself as she wants Sheldon to think of himself as a limited edition collector's toy, and Sheldon realizes that because there are a few of him, that makes him more valuable. Then Sheldon adds that Amy has already taken him out of my package and played with me. That's hilarious. Penny changes her approach and doesn't want to discuss Sheldon's sex life. Finally, Sheldon still feels that Ramona is just a friendly colleague, while Leonard and Penny need to see a marriage counselor about Leonard calling Amy up. The next day, Ramona brings lunch to Sheldon at Caltech, who tells her that that is very thoughtful. She says that it's nothing since she likes to spend time with him. Sheldon then asks her directly if she has a romantic interest in him, and she asks what if she has or does. And then Sheldon starts to lift the problems with this, namely that they are colleagues and that he has a girlfriend, which Ramona quickly kisses him, looking for a reaction. A shocked Sheldon immediately excuses himself to the airport, or excuses himself, gets into a taxi, goes to the airport, flies to New Jersey, ending up at Amy's apartment door. Amy is on the computer when she hears Amy, Amy, Amy. Sheldon in his distinctive way of knocking. Surprised, she goes to the door to find Sheldon on his knee with his grandmother's engagement ring, asking Amy to marry him. And that's what ends the episode and the season. So this was a really good episode. I like the whole dynamic, and I like the funny things that were said in the episode. I'm going to give the episode a 9.0 out of 10. The character of the episode is obviously Sheldon. And as many of you know, I rate Penny because Penny is the reason why I started watching The Big Bang Theory, and one of the reasons why I continue to watch it. There was one scene in particular that I'm going to give Penny a 9.0 out of 10. There was early in the episode when her hair was down and she looked gorgeous. So those are my thoughts regarding the episode. So since you've heard everything that I have to say, now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Big Bang Theory and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of The Big Bang Theory. What would you rate the episode, and whom, if you had to choose, would be your character of the episode? If you want to do what I do and rate Penny based on how Penny looks, you can certainly do that. Just leave your ranking of Penny in the comment section. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, share your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDF TV.